I'm Catherine Falk. Thank you for joining us. Whenever you're here, you are in good company. This season, we are partnering with the Northern Virginia Chamber of Commerce on a new series called Leading by Example, where we will highlight the important topics in leadership and the work regional companies and leaders are doing to make Virginia the best place to live, work, and do business. The first group we will highlight are champions of diversity, equity, and inclusion. And I'm so pleased to have our guest today, John A. Allen of Wells Fargo. John is the Region Bank President managing Wells Fargo's community banking activities in Greater DC and Maryland, including Baltimore. John has held several key positions with various banks over 30 years. He's also been an adjunct instructor for 12 years and owned a public speaking company. John is a native of Indianapolis, Indiana, and started his career as a branch manager with a hometown bank called INB. John currently serves as the chair of the board of the Washington Special Olympics and also as the co-chair of the Northern Virginia Chamber of Commerce's Board of Advisors for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. John was recognized by the Washington Business Journal as a top business minority leader in 2020. John holds a Bachelor of Science in Public Affairs from Ball State University in Muncie, Indiana. Thank you so much for joining us today, John.
Absolutely. I'm happy to be here.
John, tell us about your passion for diversity, equity, and inclusion and where that came from.
Well, Kathy, as you obviously probably see optically, I've lived in a diverse community all my life. And I knew that embracing my diversity, leveraging the opportunities that I've been afforded, centering myself around the right people would help me have sustainability and even the playing ground for me as I pursued my career. The one thing that stood out, and when I really started realizing that it's bigger than me, it's bigger than you, it's really about elevating others and being intentional about it, is George Floyd's death. At that particular time, I realized that I could no longer leave work, pull in my garage and shut the door, that I needed to do more and use the platform that I've been afforded in order to impact others' lives in the area of DE&I. And I created what I call a hashtag, which is hashtag I can do more. And I challenge everyone out there not to stand on the sidelines, but have an impact, because it is important for all of us to level the playing ground so everyone has an opportunity to be successful and to have wins and to be in an environment that embraces diversity. Because when that happens, everyone elevates. And so I just challenge everyone to join us in this quest in the DE&I space.
Thank you, John. And can you tell us more about what Wells Fargo is doing in this space? I know you're doing so much. Perhaps share some best practices.
Yeah, I would say I've been with Wells Fargo about 5 years, and our organization is extremely diverse. And our leadership, our key leaders are intentional about creating diverse programs that really help elevate people professionally and allows people to be able to professionally grow, increase their bandwidth and their knowledge gaps. And so there are programs that we have internally, like the career mobility that I co-lead, which creates opportunities for others that are in diverse segments to have skill development, interviewing, enhancement skills, resume writing. They are privy to programs that are out there to help them elevate and sharpen their skills, so that they can transfer their knowledge to other departments within the organization. We have sponsorship programs, mentorship programs. Wells Fargo is really, really committed to making sure that we level the playing ground and that our culture is about embracing diversity.
Thank you. And John, what is your advice for companies in our region? What can they do to positively impact diversity, equity, and inclusion today and for the future?
Absolutely. That's a great question, Kathy. And I would say there's a couple of things. One is be authentic in your approach. It's not a one and done. It's a journey. It's not a destination. It will continue to evolve, but be authentic. Number two is make it part of the culture. And that starts top down. embedded in the goals and incentive plans for key leaders, that they're held accountable to making sure that they participate in D&I, and that the departments in which they lead are representative of the companies in which they serve. And then I would say the number one key for companies to keep in mind is to know the difference between equality and equity. Equality is that everyone gets a pair of shoes, and equity is everyone gets a pair of shoes that fit. And that's so very critical, because it's not status quo. It's not equal across the playing ground. People need different things in order to compete and have wins in their life.
Such a great example. And I know viewers can learn more about the Northern Virginia Chamber of Commerce and their efforts at novachamber.org, and click on the DE&I tab, and also at wellsfargo.com. So John, before we wrap, I gotta have your three favorites: your favorite book, your favorite extracurricular activity, and your favorite restaurant.
All right. So my favorite book is Winning with People, John C. Maxwell. Anything that has to do with John C. Maxwell, I enjoy. My favorite restaurants, I have three. The Gauge in Chicago, Miss Shirley's that just opened in Silver Spring, and then Capa Tosta in DC is an Italian restaurant. Great service, family owned, just authentic food. And then I would say that Ocean Prime has the best creme brulee across our entire footprint. So I enjoy that a lot. And that's free publicity for them, I guess. And then in my life, I really enjoy outdoor living. So I've created space outdoors that I can just be with the nature. That's important to me. And I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, but I really like outdoor living.
That's awesome. John, thank you so much for being here and sharing your insight and passion for diversity, equity, and inclusion. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Kathy. Appreciate it.
And thank you for joining us on In Good Company. We look forward to seeing you again soon.